The Veterans Administration estimates more than 20% of those who come back from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan may develop PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. That's 40 to 50,000 people, about the size of the city of Novato or San Ramon. Tonight we have the story of a Marine who spoke quite frankly to ABC 7's Cheryl Jennings.
They took us back there to go through the whole city and clear it from top to bottom, going house to house to rid the entire city of the insurgency that had kind of taken root there.
25-year-old Marine Mike Ergo served 2 tours of duty in Iraq. He enlisted right after high school in Walnut Creek. He's a real-life American hero, but he paid a severe price.
So you basically saved your platoon's life?
Some of them, maybe.
He's calm as he describes the war in Fallujah that took such an emotional toll on him. He came back with post-traumatic stress disorder. It was the massive D-Day November invasion in 2004.
I fell on my face and I wasn't sure. I thought I'd tripped on a sack of potatoes or something, and turns out I was part of a man who had been killed, an insurgent. So right off the bat I was faced with the prospect of death and seeing it all around me.
Mike lost 5 good Marine buddies and his lieutenant. They're shown in this book, Fallujah with Honor. Mike didn't have any time for emotions during the battle.
And so all these emotions of fear and loss and grief, you don't use, you put them aside for later.
Mike received an honorable discharge and came home to his fiancée, Sarah Hendry. She has a master's degree in occupational therapy.
When he was deployed, I did my senior thesis for my bachelor's on combat-related PTSD. So, because I kind of figured that, you know, the likelihood of him coming back with PTSD is probably high.
She was right. For starters, he had to face the parents of the buddies he lost in Fallujah.
They wanted their sons to come home, and I just felt, guilty that I'd kind of, maybe like I'd let them down, that I couldn't bring them back.
And there were the nightmares and scenes that replayed over and over again in his head.
This one instance where I kicked open a door and there were people in this bathroom hiding, shooting back at us, and from 3 feet away from where I was, and just replaying this instant over and over again of shooting this person and everyone else in the room.
How depressed did you get?
I kind of would sit at home by myself a lot of times and just maybe drink by myself and stay in the dark.
To Mike's credit, he enrolled in college when he got home, and he's now studying law and social justice at UC Berkeley. But he had to get counseling to make it this far.
My neighbor is a Vietnam veteran who was in the Army, in the infantry, and so he told me, you can either deal with it now or you can wait till later and deal with it. And he told me about some of the people who he knew, that just completely, flipped out.
So Mike went to the Concord Vet Center for mental health counseling every week for nearly a year.
And it really helped. Just be able to have someone help me to process what I'd seen.
Mike also founded his own local chapter of a self-help group called Vets for Vets. He's worked hard to deal with his PTSD, so has Sarah. And here's the proof that counseling worked. Mike and Sarah got married this summer, and he has a powerful message for other veterans.
Don't be a casualty of war yourself by coming back and being withdrawn and secluded. Be the best person you can to honor their memory.
Cheryl Jennings, ABC 7 News.
And he is surely doing that. Tomorrow night, we will look into the groundbreaking research that is underway to diagnose and cure PTSD. Cheryl also has a backstory at abc7news.com along with a list of veterans' resources.